You are secretly destroying your own life, and you don't even realize it. There is a silent, comfortable lie you tell yourself every single morning. Today, we are going to expose it. Because once you hear this brutal truth, you can never go back. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt a sudden, terrifying panic that you are living the exact same year all over again? You wake up, you go through the motions, you feel completely drained, and you quietly promise yourself that next week will be different. But next week is exactly the same. We all carry a heavy secret that we never say out loud. We are secretly waiting for a miracle to rescue us. We wait for a new year to bring new energy. We wait for perfect confidence. We wait for luck. But I have a very harsh truth to share with you today. That miracle is never going to happen. No one is coming to save you. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment to change your life, you are going to wait until your time simply runs out. But what if I told you that the key to your escape is already in your pocket, and you have just been refusing to use it? If you stay with me until the end of this video, I will show you exactly how to unlock that door and never feel stuck again. Welcome everyone, you're watching Glaze English. If you are truly ready to break out of this endless loop and build a life you actually respect, please hit the subscribe button right now. Your support is what gives me the drive to keep creating these powerful lessons for you. For a very long time, I was completely trapped in my own mind. I desperately wanted a better reality, but I was frozen. Instead of moving forward, I sat around blaming everything outside of myself. I blamed my past experiences. I blamed the people around me for not supporting me enough. I blamed the unfair circumstances I was handed. Let me be honest with you. Blaming others feels incredibly comforting at first. It acts like a warm shield. Because if your unhappiness is someone else's fault, then you do not have to do the painful work of changing yourself. But that comfort is an illusion that eventually destroys your potential. When you point your finger at your situation, you are handing over all of your power. You become a helpless passenger in your own life, sitting in the back seat, complaining about the destination while someone else drives. Then, I discovered a truth that completely shook my foundation. I learned that taking responsibility for your life does not mean feeling guilty. It does not mean beating yourself up over past mistakes. Guilt only keeps you tied to yesterday. True responsibility means finally grabbing the steering wheel. It means looking at your current situation, no matter how difficult it is, and saying, "This is my life, and I am the only one who can fix it." Your life right now is the direct result of hundreds of tiny choices you made in the past. That reality might sting at first, but it is actually the most freeing thought in the world. Because if your past choices created this current life, then the new choices you make today can build a completely new reality tomorrow. I want you to look at your life right now. What are you constantly complaining about that you actually have the power to control? You have to stop waiting for life to become easy. Life changes when you decide to own it. The moment you take radical responsibility, you stop being a victim and you start becoming the creator of your own future. But once your hands are firmly on that steering wheel, you quickly realize that you cannot drive forward if the engine inside your mind is completely broken. For years, I tried to force myself to work harder, to wake up earlier, to be more disciplined. But every single time, I failed miserably. Why? Because I was trying to build a brand new life on top of a very old, toxic foundation. I was trying to change my daily actions without ever changing my deep identity. We all have a silent story playing in our heads about who we are. I want you to listen to your own inner voice right now. Do you catch yourself saying things like, "I am just a lazy person," or "I am never lucky," or "People like me do not succeed"? These sentences feel normal, almost comforting, but they are incredibly dangerous. They act as invisible walls. Your brain will always work to prove you right. If you truly believe you are a quitter deep down, you will eventually quit, no matter how much motivation you feel today. You simply cannot outwork your own self-image. This is the raw mechanics of human behavior. Your thoughts become your decisions become your actions, and your actions become your entire reality. Most of us are living on autopilot, letting fear and past mistakes write our mental code. We have to learn how to rewrite that software. I remember the exact moment I realized I had to let go of the old version of myself. It was absolutely terrifying. That old identity, even though it made me deeply unhappy, felt safe because it was familiar. Stepping away from it felt like stepping into the dark. But real growth requires true discomfort. You have to stop protecting your weaknesses. You have to stop defending the story that you are a victim. Instead, you need to create a new identity statement. Keep it very simple. Tell yourself, "I am becoming someone who finishes what they start." You do not have to feel like that person right away. You just have to start acting like them. To do this, try a simple practice starting today. When a negative thought loops in your head, do not fight it. Just observe it. Then, ask yourself, is this thought actually helping me move forward? If the answer is no, drop it immediately and replace it with a solution. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who chooses which thoughts deserve to stay. Once you have successfully chosen a new identity, you must immediately bring that mindset out of your head and build a physical system around it. For the longest time, I relied completely on motivation to change my daily routine, and it was a terrible strategy. Motivation is just an emotion, and like all emotions, it fades away quickly. You might watch a video, feel a massive fire in your chest, and study for 3 hours straight. But the next day, when you feel tired after a long shift, that fire is completely gone. I realized that if I wanted to achieve my biggest goals, like mastering this language so I could confidently pursue a major career move to Australia, I could not depend on how I felt each morning. I needed a machine, and that machine is built entirely out of small, daily habits. Strong people do not ask themselves if they feel motivated today. They just follow their system. Before you can build that system, though, you need absolute clarity. You need a direction. So many of us run as fast as we can, but we run in the wrong direction, which only leaves us exhausted and deeply lost. You do not need a perfect, detailed 10-year master plan. That kind of pressure will only freeze you in place. You only need to know your very next step. What is the one specific area of your life that needs your attention the most right now? Once you choose that single direction, you must attach micro actions to it. Do not tell yourself that you will read 50 pages a day or study for 4 hours. Big changes trigger fear and resistance in the brain. Instead, promise yourself that you will read just 2 pages or practice speaking for exactly 5 minutes. These tiny actions bypass your fear entirely. They seem almost too easy, but they compound over time to create a massive transformation. To make this work, you also have to design your physical environment, because human willpower is naturally weak. If you want to stop wasting hours on social media, do not fight your brain. Just leave your phone in another room. Make your good habits incredibly easy to start, and make your bad habits painfully hard to reach. Your daily practice for this step is simple. Write down your one clear direction on a piece of paper today, and attach just one tiny habit to it. You do not rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your daily systems. Once you have designed that daily system to move you forward, you are inevitably going to crash right into the hardest part of the journey: absolute, paralyzing fear. We all have this fantasy that one day we will wake up feeling perfectly brave and ready to take on the world. But that is the biggest lie we tell ourselves. Fear does not disappear before you take action. Action is the only thing that actually makes fear smaller. I remember the crushing anxiety I felt just a couple of months ago when I packed my bags for a 3-month overseas training program in Malaysia. I was terrified. I kept thinking that my English was not good enough, that the technical work at the plant would be too difficult, and that I was completely unprepared to step into such a foreign environment. I wanted to wait until I felt perfectly ready, but if I had waited for confidence to arrive, I would have stayed home forever. Confidence does not come before you step onto the plane. It is built while you are figuring things out in a completely new country. Strong people are not fearless. They just refuse to let fear make their daily decisions. The moment you take one small action, your mind gets busy, and the fear starts to lose its tight grip. You do not need a brave leap. You just need to walk. But alongside fear, there is another silent enemy that destroys our progress: boredom. We watch movies where the hero transforms their life in a 3-minute musical sequence. But real life is nothing like a movie. Real change is incredibly slow, tedious, and completely unsexy. Most of your days will not feel inspiring. They will feel deeply repetitive. You will put in the effort, studying a language, working on your technical skills, trying to build a better future, and you will see absolutely zero visible results for weeks. This is where most people quit. But you have to understand that true growth happens quietly under the surface. It is exactly like watering a seed every single morning. You stare at plain dirt for a very long time, but you cannot pull the plant to make it grow faster. You must learn to trust the boring process instead of relying on your temporary emotions. Of course, you are human, and you will stumble. You will have days where you completely fail to follow your system. When that happens, do not panic. Just follow the 2-day rule. It is okay to miss one day, but never allow yourself to miss 2 days in a row. Progress beats perfection every single time. So, your daily practice for this lesson is simple. Look at your fear today, do one tiny thing that scares you anyway, and commit to the boring work that actually moves your life forward. When you finally push through that crushing boredom and take action despite your fear, you unlock the absolute core of human transformation: deep, unshakable self-respect. At the end of all these mindset shifts and daily routines, real change is not about proving your haters wrong or showing off your success to the world. It is simply about proving something to yourself. When you build genuine self-respect, your entire life upgrades automatically, almost like magic. But what does self-respect actually mean in our daily lives? For a very long time, I mistakenly thought it meant having a big ego, or walking into a room acting like I was stronger or better than everyone else. That is entirely wrong. True self-respect simply means that you keep the quiet promises you make to yourself. Think about how you treat a good friend. If you have a friend who constantly promises to meet you to help with a project, but cancels at the very last second every single time, you eventually stop believing them entirely. You lose respect for them. We do this exact same thing to ourselves every single day. We say we will wake up early to study, but we stay in bed. After a long, exhausting shift at the plant, it is incredibly easy to tell myself that I am simply too tired to open my English books, or too tired to go outside and help my wife with the heavy evening work on our farm. But every single time I make an excuse and abandon my plan, my subconscious mind learns a tragic lesson. It learns that my word means absolutely nothing. Slowly, over years of broken promises, true confidence completely shatters from the inside out. To rebuild this lost trust, you do not need more motivation or grand declarations to your friends. You need hard proof. You build self-respect by making tiny, completely manageable promises and keeping them with absolute ferocity. If you promise yourself you will read just one single page before sleeping, you read that one page no matter what. Every single time you follow through on a task, you send a powerful, undeniable message to your brain that you matter and that you are reliable. This is the true definition of discipline. Discipline is never a punishment. Discipline is self-love in action. It is looking at yourself in the mirror and deciding that you deserve a much better future, and you are willing to sacrifice your temporary comfort today to build it. When you begin to genuinely respect yourself, your standards naturally rise. You stop accepting toxic behavior from the people around you. You stop wasting hours of your precious day on meaningless distractions. You passionately protect your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. The world will eventually treat you the exact same way you treat yourself. Real-life transformation is completely silent. There are no fireworks, no public applause, and no dramatic background music. It is just you, in the quiet moments of the morning, choosing to act in alignment with the person you want to become. One day, months or years from now, people will look at you and be shocked by how much you have grown. But by then, you will already know the truth. You did not change overnight. You changed by taking control, walking through the fire, and fiercely keeping your promises. You are just one decision away from that beautiful reality. If you are ready to stop waiting and start building, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel so we can keep figuring this beautiful journey out together. Your future is built by what you do today, so let's get to work. As we reach the end of our conversation today, I want you to take a deep breath and look at the big picture with me. We have walked through the harsh reality of taking full responsibility for where we are. We explored the deep discomfort of dropping the old, safe versions of ourselves, and we discovered the quiet power of building tiny, unbreakable daily systems. We talked about looking straight into our fears without turning back, and ultimately, how keeping those small promises to ourselves builds a solid wall of self-respect. If there is one profound lesson I want you to take away from our time together, it is this: true transformation is never a dramatic, sudden explosion. It is not that exciting movie scene with fast music. Real change is a quiet, daily practice. It is the boring, unglamorous work you do in the shadows when absolutely nobody is watching you and nobody is clapping for your efforts. It is choosing to do the hard thing when staying in bed is so much easier. So, how do you actually apply this deep lesson to your life right now, at this exact moment? You start by refusing to look at the top of the mountain. If you constantly stare at the massive distance between where you are today and where you dream of being, you will simply paralyze yourself with anxiety. Instead, I want you to only look at the ground directly in front of your feet. Tonight, before you go to sleep, do not write a stressful list of 50 things you are going to change tomorrow. That is a trap. Just pick one single thing. Maybe you will decide to wake up just 15 minutes earlier to quietly review your English vocabulary. Maybe you will decide to leave your phone in the kitchen so you can finally get a peaceful, uninterrupted night of sleep. Choose that one tiny, incredibly simple action and fiercely protect it. When you wake up, you execute that one action. That is exactly how you win the day. And if you win enough days, you completely rewrite the story of your life. You do not need a flawless plan to change your world. You just need to start. Now, I really want to hear from you. We are all building our futures together on this channel, and sharing our personal goals makes them feel much more real. I have a very simple question for you. What is the one small, easy habit you are going to commit to starting tomorrow? Please take a moment to write your answer down in the comments section below. Let us read each other's ideas and use them as pure inspiration for our own daily journeys. If you found value in our talk today and want to keep exploring these ideas with me, please subscribe to Glaze English. Your comments and your support truly motivate me to keep showing up, sharing these lessons, and growing alongside all of you. Thank you so much for giving me your valuable time today. Remember, your new life is just waiting for you to make a choice. Start right now, and I will see you in the next video.